Hey, what's good, everybody? You can find Foyer, and we've got quite a bit of permanent origin news to go over. There's lots of cards, effects revealed. So let's get started with the first section with Chaos 107 Neo Galaxy Ice Tachyon Dragon. 4,500 attack, 3,000 defense, rank 9, requires 3 level 9 monsters, or you can just rank up a number 107. Once per turn, you can attach one material from this card. Until the end phase of this turn, the effects of all other face-up cards on the field are negated, and you cannot activate the effects of cards on the field during this turn. If this card has number 107 Galaxy Eyes as an exceed material, it gains this effect. Should be 2 monsters you control. During this turn, this card can attack up to 3 monsters during each battle phase. That effect, no one's pretty much not going to use, but the first effect, the fact that you can negate effects, and the fact that you cannot activate effects during that turn is pretty good. And it's really not that hard to get Galaxy Eyes out, and this is not that hard to get out. Just throw up a rank up magic and you have some fun. Next up, Gladiator Beast Augusto. Level 8 Dark Wing Beast, 2600 attack, 1000 defense. When it is special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, you can special summon one Gladiator Beast monster from your hand in face-up defense position. Return the monster to the deck during the end phase. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can shuffle it into the deck and special summon one Gladiator Beast monster other than itself from your deck. So there's a good way to get things like Gyzoras out to the field quite easily if you have Bestiary in your hand. I am assuming that there might be a Gladiator Beast fusion possibly coming out along with it, but that to me that's just speculation, and I'm only guessing. But it would not surprise me. This is actually a pretty good card, and I would definitely be testing this in Gladiator Beasts. Next up, we have Madoshe Angeli. It's an Earth Fairy, level 4, 1000 attack and defense. When this card is in possession destroyed, we're going to skip that because it's all. We're going to get to the good stuff, the nitty-gritty, the goodness of the card. You can tribute this card, special one Madoshe monsters from your deck. The monster special summoned by this effect cannot be destroyed by battle and is shuffled into the deck during your next end phase. You only use the effect once per turn. So this basically allows for Hoot Cake setup. Summon Angeli, tribute off, special summon Hoot Cake, Hoot Cake's effect, banish Angeli, special summon, and just pretty much go for tiramisu plays. This opens up a lot of plays for Madoshes, and they're a really damn good card for them. It's a little bit too good in my opinion. So this is something that really would put, in my opinion, would definitely put Madoshes on the map. Luckily for us, right now, the TCG, this won't be out until, I believe, the April format, around the April format. So some Madoshes won't really, well, there'll still be a thing, but this won't really be around for them for this format. If you're playing IRL, if you're playing online, have fun with this card. Really have fun with this card because this is going to really put Madoshes on the map, in my opinion. This is going to give them the boost. So Madoshes might actually be tier 1 in the format after January. Who knows? Only time will tell with that list. Next up, we have number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Rank 8, 4,000 attack, 3,000 defense, requires 2 level 8 monsters, not that hard to bring out. Once per damage calculation. If this card attacks or is attacked, you can attach one material from this card. During damage calculation only, this card gains 200 attack points times the combined rank of all monsters on the field. So I believe it does count on himself. So pretty much you can use the effect to boost him up by 1,600 and it goes up to 5,600 attack. Pretty powerful monster, so pretty much he's going to be able to ram into anything you so wish to. If this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect while Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon is attached to it as an exceed material, you can special summon this card during your second standby phase after it was destroyed and double its attack points. So it will go up to 8,000 attack. That is nuts. If Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon is not attached to this card as an exceed material, all battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent. So it's got oh, sorry about that. Oh. Kind of swallowed my breath there. I hate when that happens. This card has a lot of damn good effects, but I like the fact that since it will have any damage it deals to your opponent unless it has Galaxy Eyes Photon in it. So that way it can't be heavily abused as a big heavy beater in terms of damage and things like blue eyes and stuff like that. So I do like that quite a bit. So this is actually a pretty cool card, and I'm kind of scared of photons now because this shit's kind of insane. Next up, we have Artifact Durandal, which is a new archetype, the Artifacts. The Light Fairy, rank 5, 2400 attack, 2100 defense, requires 2 level 5 monsters. Once during either player's turn, you can activate one of the following effects. When a monster's effect activates on the field, or a normal spell or trap is activated, you can attach 1 material from this card. That effect becomes destroy 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. Pretty cool. If there's a monster effect you don't really like, activate it. Activate this effect, and hey, I'm going to make you destroy one of your spell and trap cards, because I can. And it's pretty cool. You can attach 1 material from this card. Both players shuffle their hands into their decks, then draw the same number of cards they shuffled. There you go. It's like a pseudo card destruction in a sense. Now for some more artifacts. We have Artifact Caduceus. Light Fairy, level 5, 1600 attack, 2400 defense. You can set this card face down in your spell and trap card zone as a spell card. If this face down card in your spell and trap card zone is destroyed during the opponent's turn, and sent to the graveyard to special summon it. During your opponent's turn, when an artifact monster is special summoned, draw 1 card. You must control this face up card to activate and resolve this effect. You can only control 1 artifact Caduceus at a time. So I do believe it may count itself. I'm not too sure, but this is actually a pretty cool card. The artifacts are pretty much just like the Silver Sniper and Toy Magician. So I'm glad they're showing some love for that basis of Yugioh, because it is quite fun to play. Next up we have Artifact Moral Talk. Light Fairy, level 5, 2100 attack, 1400 defense. You can set this card face down in your spell and trap card zone as a spell card if this face down card is in your spell and trap card zone is destroyed during the opponent's turn, sent to the graveyard, special summon it. If this card is special summoned successfully during your opponent's turn, you can select and destroy 1 face-up card. So since it's not specific on how it's special summoned, I'm assuming you can just go call the Harmon, special summon during your turn, destroy a face-up card. I think that would be a pretty fun little play. Now, since they're both level 5s, there's always some pretty cool plays in rank 5, including things with Zexal weapons. As much as I hate bringing that deck up, it is quite annoying to play against at times. There's almost a pretty cool plays with Zexal weapons, allowing you just to kind of bait out your opponent's images and stuff on these, basically, monsters that you have in your spell and trap card zone, and allowing you to kind of go for things like Lion Arms. Now we have Theosophy of the Artifacts. It's a normal trap card, special in 1 artifact monster from your deck. You can only activate 1 Theosophy per turn, and you cannot enter your battle phase during that turn. If this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy that target. So, some pretty cool cards here. These artifacts are really looking pretty cool, and I really can't wait to try these guys out. Now, Celt Ogre Lord of Dark World. Dark Fiend, level 6, 2400 attack, 0 defense. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, special summon it from the graveyard. If it was discarded by your opponent's card effect, you can also special summon 1 Fiend-type monster from your deck to either side of the field. So, I would be careful of Dark Worlds if you're playing Dark World Dealings and stuff like that, because they could potentially have this and be able to get a free Grapha to their hand, to the field. So that's some pretty cool stuff right there. So I would be very careful when playing against Dark World. Harika, Lineage of Gusto. When Psychic, level 3, 1000 attack, 1500 defense. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 Wind Attribute Tuner monster in your graveyard and special summon that target in face-up defense position. The monster special summon this effect is negated. If you activated this effect, you cannot special summon monsters except for Wind Attribute monsters for the rest of the turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. So this is pretty much the Junk Synchron of the deck. So you can easily go for your Gusto Synchro. So this is actually a pretty cool card for Gustos. And I wouldn't say this would make him like tier 1 or anything like that, but it does help out the deck quite a bit. And I can definitely see this card getting some play. Diamond Core of Quackamiru, normal spell card. Add one Quackamiru card except Diamond Core from your deck to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard. During this turn, Quackamiru monsters you control cannot be destroyed. This is a very good card for Quackamirus, especially for Rockstun. Because Rockstun, you want to get those Quackamirus to your hand as fast as you can, so this is a great searcher for those cards. Get your Sandman, get your Wall, get your Guardian. It's a very nice thing to have for Quackamirus. And the fact that you can banish it to prevent destruction for them is even more better. Now we have Galaxy Mirror Sage. Light spellcaster, level 3, 0 attack, 800 defense, and has a flip effect. Gain 500 life points for each Galaxy monster in your graveyard. After this card has been flipped face up, when it is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Galaxy monster from your deck or graveyard in face down defense position. The monster special summon this effect is banished when it leaves the field. So, pretty much you can just special summon another one in face down defense position and gain more life points. This sets up a lot of plays for Galaxies. Just special summon your Galaxy Wizard. It's a lot of things you do. So, it's actually a pretty good card for Galaxy Photon deck. Now, Galaxy Tyranno. Light Dinosaur, level 8, 2000 attack, 0 defense. When a Galaxy monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand in face-up defense position. When this card is special summoned successfully this way, you can Exceed summon a Galaxy Exceed monster from your extra deck using only Galaxy monsters as you control as Exceed materials. This thing is nuts and insane. So, let's say you have your Photon Galaxy Eye Strike, since it does count as a Galaxy monster, you can, instead of banishing, special summon Tyranno and then Exceed for the number 62. Sets up a lot of plays. This is pretty freaking cool. Very nice card. Very nice card. Tachyon Chaos Hole. Normal trap. When a Galaxy Exceed monster you control is destroyed by your opponent by battle or by card effect and sent to the graveyard, destroy and banish all face-up cards your opponent controls. While this card is in your graveyard, you can activate this effect by banishing this card instead of conducting your normal draw. During your draw phase, select one Galaxy Exceed monster in your graveyard and special summon it. That's pretty nutty. So the fact that this thing can destroy and banish all face-up cards your opponent controls when your Galaxy monster is destroyed is pretty fucking insane. This is just some nutty shit there, it really is. Double Dragon Descent. Normal trap. When your opponent exceeds monster attacks directly, special summon one light attribute Dragon type Exceed monster from your extra deck and face-up attack position. Make it the attack target and enter damage calculation. The special summon monster's attack points become the same as the attacking monster's attack points, and its effects are negated. You can only activate one Double Dragon Descent per turn. And it's just a line of defense, but meh, don't really see many people playing this. Mega Phantom Beast Omeon. Wind Machine, level 2, 600 attack, 11,000 defense, and it's a tuner. You can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon one Mega Phantom Beast monster from your hand. While you control a token, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Mega Phantom Beast token. You can only use the effect once per turn. Pretty nice go for Mega Phantom Beast. I'm not much of a Mega Phantom Beast player, so I can't really say if this is good or not in the deck. So I'm going to leave that up for the players who play that deck. Hazy Flame Hydra. Fire Dinosaur. Level 6. 2300 attack, 200 defense. Rekindling! While this card is face up on the field, this card cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects, and you cannot special summon monsters other than fire attribute monsters. An Exceed monster that was summoned using this card as an Exceed material gains this effect. When it is Exceed summoned, you can target one Hazy Flame monster in your graveyard, attach that target to this card as an Exceed material. That is some pretty nutty stuff, because you can use your Hazy Flame, Exceed, and gain extra material. Pretty crazy. Scrap Factory. The field spell. All scrap monsters gain 200 attack and defense. When a face-up scrap monster is destroyed by its card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one scrap monster from your deck. You can only use the effect once per turn. That is pretty nutty. So, pop scrap with Scrap Dragon, Special summon scrap from deck. That's pretty cool. I love the artwork. I love how, I think that's the golem is giving a thumbs up, like a Terminator thing. Da 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 da. It's like freaking Terminator stuff going on there. That's pretty freaking cool there. And, oh, we still got more. And I believe that is the last of it. That is this right here. So, 2 more cards. Galactic Charity. Normal spell card. If you control a Galaxy Exceed monster, discard 1 card, draw 2 cards. If you activate this card, half all damage your opponent takes for the rest of the turn. You can only activate 1 Galactic Charity per turn. Pretty cool. I'm glad the fact it says Galaxy Exceed monster, so there's not a lot of them around. So that makes it more balanced in the sense that it's not like free draw power. Then finally we have Heliosphere, the Submersial Dragon. Light Dragon, level 4, 0 attack, 1900 defense. If your opponent's hand size is 4 or less, and you only control this monster, your opponent cannot declare an attack. Once per turn, if you control a level 8 dragon type monster, you can make this card become level 8 until the end phase. Pretty cool. Combine this with like blue eyes and galaxy eyes and stuff like that. It's a pretty nice effect. But overall, that is all of the new cards that have been revealed for Primal Origins. It's pretty much a mouthful. There's a lot of things revealed, and more stuff will be revealed in the future, so we'll go over that stuff when that stuff comes around. So anyway, what are your thoughts on this, and what are your thoughts on all these cards? What cards are you looking for out of all these cards? Are you looking for the Madoji stuff, lighter based scraps, the numbers? What are you going for? What is your favorite out of all of this? So give me that in the comment section below, and yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.